All right, and welcome back, you guys, to another Megatron draw stream. And it's been a hot minute because I've been away for a bit for the past couple of weeks, so haven't really had time to stream. So it's been kind of a busy of a couple of days. It's gonna be more busy this month for me. Not gonna be a whole lot of streaming this month. So it's probably maybe the only window today, this weekend, as well as next weekend. I might be able to stream. Um, but that might be it. And but yeah, so I'm coming back with a old piece I started last year, I believe. This big Autobot group shot. I started, never really finished, just kind of left it on the back burner. Just never really got around to it until now, because I didn't really have enough time to draw a whole lot. I had a few things I drew, but nothing really quite ready for colors or anything like that. So we're just gonna do some, just kind of bring back an old piece. Get that going today. We're gonna be working on specifically four specific characters for this piece, maybe a few more. We'll see. Don't really want to go for too long today, just because I've been kind of out of town for the past couple days, so I don't want to go for too long. So I want to kind of relax and recuperate, as one would. But today we're gonna be working on getting Wheeljack, Ironhide, Ratchet, and Hound all inked up as much as possible. Might be a few things we can't ink, like for example, we can't really ink much of Grimlock and much of Wheeljack's legs specifically, because I might be putting a bot here. Just haven't really fully committed to it or not at the moment. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun piece I kind of worked on, because it's kind of a thing where I kind of collabed with the audience actually, because everyone was kind of voting on which Autobots would go where. So everyone kind of voted on Hound, because I already knew that Prime and Wheeljack and Grimlock would be a part of it, as well as Ironhide and Ratchet. But the ones I didn't know were Hound and these guys over here in the corner. You know what? I think Wheeljack was decided on by fans as well. Yeah, I think that people picked him out as well. I don't remember correctly, because what day was I put a poll up in the chat, and then we kind of vote on which characters would be which, and so. But yeah, and obviously today is obviously the beginning of the Mother's Day weekend, and so if you go up on to the pinned comment right here, I have a 40% discount on my Etsy shop. So if you want to buy some stickers and coasters, they're all on for 40% off. So, and also I just lowered the price a bit a couple weeks ago. So yeah, go get yourself some stickers. They're got plenty to go around. So. But yeah, let's just get started now. And yeah, I think we're gonna start with Ironhide. What I want to do right now, real quick, is I want to get all the faces done. That's what I want to do the most right now. Get the faces going. That's the most important thing, especially for Transformers. So, and we'll be using a .003 little sheet of paper for my reference, or to make sure my pens are working properly. Are you okay? Hold on. Might be a different one. It's all right. Okay, so start with Ratchet here. And we are kind of sticking with season 1 Autobots specifically, just because just kind of felt like it. I kind of wanted to be a big homage sort of piece, for the old show, for the very first season. Yeah. Okay. Got old ratchet going there. Little noggin there. All right. Let's get get the other faces going first, and we'll do the bodies and all that with a different size pen. All right. Let's get your little face there, Hound. You've been beat up. It's obviously being looked after by Ratchet because he's obviously been battle damaged or what have you. So, all right. Okay. We got Hound's face there. And then you'll zoom in a bit more so you can actually see their faces coming together. So, I don't want to focus. There we go. And we'll do Ironhide next. Gonna angle that a bit more, give him more of a mean sort of look. He's kind of in the back here, protecting Ratchet from enemy fire, you know. Yeah, forgive me if you hear me making gross sounds. So it's been kind of bugging me past couple weeks. So yeah, all right. Let's get the crest on this, like a mohawk almost on Ironhide here. All right, almost like a mohawk. These little age lines, as I call them. And we'll reference a wheeljack actually. Got a few toys with me because I need to know some things. So if I miss something in the design, and All right. That should be enough on the face for Wheeljack. Actually, I might do him first. Get him out of the way. Not a whole lot to do with him just yet. I do need to draw his hand in there, though. I'll have him outstretched hand instead of the point because it should be copying prime at that point. So, yeah, we don't like copycats over here. So, and I'll grab a little bit bigger pen. Do one and outstretched hand. And then put the little thing that's kind of sticking out of his arm there. Don't fall over on me, Wheeljack. Dick. Jackass. Real jackass. Yeah, I can only do the upper torso on Wheeljack today. Just because I haven't figured out where I want to go, what I want to put here yet. And if I need to make like a character, like a big character going in here, I need to make sure that there's nothing in the background to kind of, that'll get in the way. So just gotta map things out carefully. It doesn't really have to be too neat, too perfect at this stage because I'm just doing the rough inks here. So if I make a mistake, if I do something I shouldn't have, I can always go back and change it up later. I'm just trying to get the basic sort of shapes down pat before we move on to colors eventually with this piece. So yeah, would like to see maybe do like a Decepticon version of this. I have kind of thought about that, but we'll see what we can get done. It takes a while to kind of render this kind of a piece. So many different characters on the page, so you kind of have to be very, very strategic in how you lay things out. It's almost like how I have to lay out a bookshelf in my Transformers display. It's very similar to drawing. You're kind of just mapping things out. A lot of a layout planning that needs to kind of go in before you actually put any pen to paper. Let's do this. These stripes going. Kind of find it funny that the nerd of the Autobots is actually the one that turns into a race car. This guy was kind of funny, or not a race car, but not a full on like old school like race car, but something very, very similar. It's kind of a funny thing to me. Let's put the arm in the background there. Get the waist going. I think we'll end it at the waist for a wheeljack. At least for now. And oh, we gotta do the little wings. And just here, slightly bigger pen for that. 03. Okay, so there's a wheeljack. Pretty much ready to go, at least for what we can do for him. So I'll just go back and erase what we got. And there he is. Just clean him up. Make sure I don't erase Grimlock here. Let's kind of use my. That's why you got. That's why I use these kind of these erasers, the pen eraser. That way you can actually be a bit more careful while you're erasing. Hey, Stig. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, doing all right. Just been out of town for a bit. Past couple weeks, and I'm gonna be out of town more this coming. Pretty much this whole month. Gonna be out of town doing stuff. So, but still got time to draw. So, I gotta fix that Blue Jack's hand. That's stupid. All right. But yeah, I think next month we'll do the next diorama stream. I think it'll be a AUTOBOTS next. I'm pretty much almost ready to go for that one, actually. Just need to get a few things in line for that one. I know, very unusual given that I am such a ray of sunshine all the time. Yeah. Yeah, we all get grumpy sometimes. I certainly do. It's part of life. Birthday on Monday. Oh, well, it makes me grumpy around that time. Oh, happy early birthday then. Hope it's going to be well for you. All right. Right after Mother's Day too, so it's a one hell of a Mother's Day gift. So yeah. I never really had really good like birthdays, to be honest. Like I mean, I mostly just go for nowadays. I just kind of go for dinner, and that's about it, and hang out with the family. But yeah, even back then, I was like, I never really had the best of birthdays because like I used to get sick all the time on my birthdays. I think one year there was like a funeral I had to go to on my birthday. Another birthday I had some dentist appointments, so I was like just sore and tired, and mouth was like bleeding from it because I had to have a few teeth removed from that. So right on my birthday, so yeah, they can suck sometimes. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, shit. But yeah, Well, Protected Bot Shelf will be the next one I do probably because I have, it's pretty much ready to go. Just got to glue in a few things, get the buildings designed a bit better, but yeah, pretty much ready to go on that one. Here, I'm just gonna blacken the whole helmet there. There we go. Just gonna fix up that little mistake there. It's a little awkward there. Fix up the helmet on him for a minute. I'll leave it for now. Fix it later. Yeah, not gonna go for too long today. It's not really. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of out of town work, and I had to go to a funeral on last weekend. So been doing a lot of traveling. You know, I'll be doing a lot more traveling this next couple of weeks. So, which is good because I get paid a lot extra for it for work. So pay a lot more. So. Yeah, that's always good. Just very, very tiring. You know, just like being in a fucking van all day. So, just want to do a very, very sort of a mellow stream today. Just kind of relax and chill. And hopefully we'll be back to our normal schedule in the next couple weeks or months, whatever it takes. Just getting the torso going. Like I said earlier, we can't do a whole lot with the leg because I'm still roughing out what's going to go here because I need to. So I'm planning to put a character right here in this corner here, so I need to make sure he's roughed out before I can do anything with the leg for Wheeljack. So I'm just going to leave the whole section alone for now until we're ready for that. Sold over 50 retro games on PC. Ooh, nice. That's cool. I haven't been able to play a whole lot of games lately. Ground Zero for the franchise. He's the first character you see on screen. Yep. But actually, the first character I was actually kind of conceived was actually Sunstreaker. At least as a toy, I think he was the first one they made him and Sideswipe were kind of the first two toys made. But in the cartoon, actually, Wheeljack's the first one that kind of appears. Him and Bumblebee. So, yeah. He's always been kind of an important character to the franchise, you know. So, did a lot of stuff in the cartoon. Yeah, built Dinobots, did a bunch of inventions here and there. The Autobots, you know, various episodes. Yeah, very, very important character in the show. And I'll kind of think up Prime a bit more. Just kind of thicken his lines up a bit. Yeah, the goal today is going to be to get Wheeljack, Ironhide, Ratchet, and then Hound inked up, and then that'll probably be it for the stream. And hey, Grumpy, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Oh yeah, yeah. In all the movies, actually, the movies they've kind of messed up Wheeljack because it's like in the third movie they had him as like they the man looked like fucking Einstein of all things, and then in now they actually did right by Wheeljack in the Bumblebee movie actually because he actually looked like the fucking character. He looked fucking awesome in that movie. But then then apparently he's changed into this like fucking glasses wearing motherfucker in the Rise of the Beast movie. It's like what the hell? It turns into a van too. It's like that was Ironhead and Ratchet's alt mode. Like, why don't you have those characters in that if you want to have a meta? Like, why not have it be wheeled Ratchet if it's going to be a guy in a van? Or it's like whatever. It's like the movies never make sense to me. Sometimes it's like sometimes they do some good things. Sometimes they just make no fucking sense at all. So, but yeah. There's a lot of characters in those movies that was butchered, like Wheeljack. Yeah, Jetfire was another one. Yeah, Rise of the Beast contradicts a lot of Bumblebee. Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of like contradictions in that. They kind of made Prime an asshole again, which is what the Michael Bay films started to do. And well, they kind of started in the second movie, to be honest, where they had the asshole Prime, but it started getting really worse. And as the films went on, where they made him a lot more of an asshole. Yeah. But yeah, it's like not that all of them were horrible in the movie. It's like they just only do a whole lot. The characters, it's like you have Starscream, Soundwave, Shockwave all in there, but they don't do anything in the films really. In the Michael Bay ones, anyways. Yeah, it's a lot of missed opportunities with the Transformers movies. I think they focus way too much on the human subplot, which I'm not one of those guys who thinks that there needs to be no humans in Transformers stories because you can tell stories with or without humans. It's always been there, part of the franchise. Um, The problem is when you make the humans the more important characters in the film, in the story rather. Um, like the way it should work is if you're gonna have human characters, they should be the sidekicks of Transformers. Like that's how it should be, not the other way around. Where it's like in the movies um, they made the humans the main characters, and the Autobots were the kind of the side characters, sidekick characters. In those movies, and that shouldn't be the way it's done. But yeah. It's about Transformers. If the title is Transformers, you expect to have the robots as the main characters. So that's the way it should be. It's like, but at the same time, I don't think they should be without the human characters because it's kind of like having Spider-Man without his supporting cast, without Mary Jane, without J. Jonah Jameson, without Aunt May. It's like you have to have those kind of supporting characters for the heroes and all that. And for the Autobots, it would be human characters because they're protecting them and all that. So you want the humans to get squashed, yeah. Well, the movies make you want that because the human characters in the movies are also fucking annoying. So it just makes it even worse. It's like at least have them be good, interesting characters, like that you want to see survive at the end of the movie. Diamond meets Robin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have a Robin there. So not always, but It's a very important part of the story, you know. Because otherwise, because if you don't show the human characters, then it's like, well, what are the Autobots actually fighting for? You know, it's like, you know, why do we relate to them? It's like, well, because they care about us, they care about humanity. So how else to show that than by having them have like an actual, you know, supporting cast of humans? You know, it's like that. So that's fine. Like it could have that. It's just that when they have it be, you know, where they're, you know, too involved in the story where it's like they become the main characters, and that's not really the way it should be either. So I think there's kind of a interesting sort of balancing act that kind of need to happen with doing that, you know. Yeah, like, and the Ninja Turtles, they need April O'Neil. You know, Superman needs Lois and Jimmy Olsen. You know, he needs all those characters because they're what shape them. You know, it's the people that they protect that kind of shape the heroes. You know, because we need to see what they're actually fighting for, what they're protecting, who they're fighting for. You know, it's always a big part of like superhero and heroic storytelling in general. You know. For both Transformers and like Marvel DC characters and all that. So but that's for Gundam and Robot J-Mox. Yeah. All right. And actually, speaking of that, speaking of DC characters, I actually almost bought the Wonder Girl statue, the Bishimo, like the anime ones, Bishojo or whatever they're called. I almost bought that when I was at the comic book store where I was at in the city I was working at. Because it was on sale for like $80, but I decided not to because A, it'd be hard to kind of transport back home. And B, I need to save some money for some other things. I'm trying to save up for a few other Transformers pieces because you know, there's a lot kind of coming out this year. Like, because the rumor is that the Dead End from Fans Toys is supposed to be coming out, and that's gonna be a big purchase because it's gonna be coming with all the combiner parts from Menasor, which I'm gonna be probably gonna be giving away or selling or whatever. Because I already have the DX9 Menasor, and that's fine. I'm just getting the Fans Toys for bot mode. So yeah, it's kind of stupid how they don't, where it's like you have to buy all the combiner parts from the car bot. It's like, motherfucker, I just want the car. I just want the car. I just want Dead End. I don't want all the combiner stuff. So I already have the combiners. But yeah, so I know that one's going to be an expensive buy. So it's and the way I kind of save up for that one is I basically use the point system on Shozi Store, the website I buy from most of the time. Windows fucked up. Fix that later. But what I do is I kind of save up, basically kind of in my head, I kind of guess how much he's going to cost because I know that the slingshot from Fans Toys was like $400. So I was like, okay, well, I assume Dead End's going to be about the same price. So I just kind of, guess in my head how much he's going to be costing. So I just kind of, and the way the point system works, you kind of actually throw money into the points, and then you can use those points later on to buy buy whatever you're trying to buy. So so it's kind of like it's almost like a savings plan almost for buying toys. So see, I'm working on something up for that guy, but also think that I heard that the X-Transbot Scavenger and Blades are coming out pretty soon, so I gotta be on the lookout for that, as well as the Magic Square Vortex. So I might actually hold off on the Vortex for a bit because the Magic Square stuff kind of stays in stock for a very long time. So just kind of save some money. I'm still trying to catch up on the AUTOBOTS and fan toys as well, because that's one team I've been kind of putting off for a long time now. So get them finally going, because I already have because I did just get the Silver Bolt and the Slingshot. So yeah, it's the other three I need to get now. So yeah, for bots, yeah. I have a growing Master Universe Ordnance collection now and 6-inch Star Wars. Ooh, nice, dude. Yeah, I showed it off. Yeah, Bashujo. That's the one I was talking about, Grumpy. I saw because they had a Kate Bishop there. They had Mira, and they had Wonder Girl, Cassie Sandmark, Wonder Girl. So I was almost tempted to buy one of those statues, but my main focus right now is Transformers, so gotta do that first. I don't really have a spot for statues, anyways, at the moment, anyways. So it's probably a good thing I didn't do that, because then I had to curate a space again for stuff, because I am OCD with my collection, so I got to display it properly or not display it at all. That's my whole thing. All right. No. And there's the head for Prime. What's that? Like the Star Wars ones, I have like 4 Master Universe. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I almost want to get the Transformers ones they have. The Bumblebee, the Prime, like the Megatron. Like, they all look fucking awesome. It's like female versions of those characters, but with like, it's kind of like a cosplayer almost sort of vibe I got from the Transformers ones they did. But yeah, saving up for Transformers. That's my main thing right now. Yeah, I would just need to get like a really nice sort of setup, like maybe like a floating shelf on set up on the tops of the wall here, actually, right next to me. I might be able to fit them there, but maybe there. We'll see. There's a few spots that might work, but kind of plan it out accordingly. So I could fuck it up. So all right. So Prime. Almost done here. So be Prime here, and then we'll work on Ironhide and Ratchet and Hound. And, okay. I think that'll be it for the stream today. Just these 4 guys here. That should be good enough. Oh, wait, he has like a little thing that kind of sticks out right here, right by the handle. Just remember. There. It's probably not properly perspective wise, but whatever. We'll stick with it. The best there. Okay. I'll leave the lights for now, actually. Where are these guys going? All right, Ironhide. Let's see. This time, George Press stuff you doing? Yeah, thanks. Not sure if I compare myself to George Perez, but I appreciate the compliment. All right, just gotta get my reference for this guy. That should be okay, actually. Pretty simple bot to draw, so simple design rather. It's kind of okay for me to make some rough for the inks to be not necessarily perfect right now, because the main goal of this right now is to kind of just get them the shapes and all that going first and foremost. So you get I draw out the hand a bit more. I want to do that first. So this hand would kind of, I think it should be, move the arm down. And then have his hand coming up here. One arm there. So it's kind of just rough this out a bit more. Shoulder there, elbow there. I figure where the gun would go. Just trying to see. Okay, so his hand's right there. His gun would, barrel would go there, and then okay. Just a bit. Oh, there's my screen blacking out. Jackass. Okay. And it was way too fucking big. I'm going to the gym, Ironhide, but not that big. I would love to see like an Ironhide Bishujo statue. I wonder what that would look like. I imagine he'd be like kind of like a very, very like buff, like chick type of vibe if they're to do that. But yeah. Just trying to. All right. Okay. I'll leave Ironhide for a minute. See the background mostly. I want to get Ratchet going. Otherwise, this arm, gun, and all that's going to frustrate me. So it's kind of just do what we can, and then come back to what we can. That's my goal here. Or not what we can, but what we're having issues with. Happens sometimes. Haven't really been able to draw a whole lot, actually. So, kind of picked the worst one to kind of do. Like, well, not probably not the worst, actually. It's probably good that I'm starting off with the tough one. Getting back into the swing of things. Probably should have gone with a simple drawing, but it's okay. I don't mind a challenge. What the fuck are you going there for? All right, gotta fix that lineup. All right, well, I'll fix it later. Luckily, this is just the rough inks. Oh, I'm even showing I'm fucking drawing. Jesus, I'm dumb. There we go. There's Ratchet. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm just a little out of sorts right now. It's been still kind of getting over because I was actually kind of sick for a little bit actually, right before I went on my BC trip. So still getting over a little cough here or cold or what I got. Hey. Let's put like a little explosion mark area for Ratchet to be working on here. Oh, fuck. And just fucking up everything. It's okay. Oh, it's got this cannon there. Hold up. Let's see. So we'll have to kind of cut back into Ratchet a bit there. Shit. Okay, let's leave that on. All right. But speaking of Transformers, actually bought a few, ordered a few last night. Actually, I got the Streetwise finally from MMC on the way because kind of had a history with that character, a couple months ago, where it's like I just couldn't get one apparently because first time I ordered one, they sent me the wrong version, so I had to I post that up on my eBay and hopefully someone will buy it. The next time I bought something, it came broken. I got a refund for it, but and then I tried to order on AliExpress, and then they had to cancel the order for some reason. So, the world did not want me to have a fucking Streetwise. Apparently, they don't want me to have AUTOBOTS. So, but I finally got around to ordering a new one yesterday. I was like, you know what? Maybe I just need to take a break. Maybe just need a little bit of break. Come back to it. Yeah. So, just waiting on that now. And I also bought Steeljaw, the Autobot cassette tape, who goes inside a blaster. So he's on the way now too. So finally getting around to get the Autobot cassettes finished off. It's just gonna be a matter of getting Ram Horn next, and then that'll be it for them. That whole season 2 Tokyo shelf will be done because it's just those two I'm waiting on getting for that shelf in particular. So I think I'll do something different for the gun pose for Ironhide. I should have the gun up there. Hold on, this chest is fucked up. We'll get Ironhide finished off, then we'll kind of work on Hound's lower half. Let's see. I want to hold a gun. I just don't know the pose to put him in for it. Okay. I think it's best to kind of figure out where the hands are going to go first, and then kind of work out the bits. Gotta make sure he looks tough. That's the whole point of Ironhide. He's the tough guy. He's basically kind of like the Frank Castle almost of the Autobots in a way, or Clint Eastwood. Or I guess he'd be Frank Castle, and then Cup would be the Clint Eastwood of the Autobots. And then I guess Ratchet would be the McCoy. So a lot of reference there. Make that what you will. His arm's too short. guess it wouldn't be too out there if the arm was kind of stretched out like that. Oh, this is not tough enough for me. It needs to be needs to be spread out maybe a little bit more like that. Maybe bring the arm down just a bit. All right. It's okay. I'll just fix it up later. I'll get the basic pose going. So push the hand down just a bit, so to speak. Move this one down as well. There we go. Much better. Now I got it. Here's a bigger pen. Not too worried about the details in the hand. I just want the shape. Oh, well. Let's do a little bit of the leg there. There we go. I think we figured them out. Even though the lines aren't necessarily perfect right now, that's not really important. The most important thing is getting the shape, the pose, position of everything, so the hands are not fully rendered out properly. But the most important thing right now is just get all the details kind of squared up. So it's 4 o'clock. Oh shit! It's cruising. All right, so might just work on tightening up the inks a bit more, and then that'll probably be it. Obviously, we get the bottom half of hand here done. So start by drawing out the hand. do 4, 5. So that doesn't have to be perfect. We just need the shape and the gesture and all that kind of going. It's a little crooked looking, but whatever. Grab my hound here. Make sure we got the details right. And okay, got the basic overall shape of the leg now, so that's good. But yeah, that's kind of the effect I wanted to go for. Kind of have Ironhide in the background, kind of watch over Ratchet as he kind of patches up Hound here. So yeah, it's all right. Anymore. And so now we're just gonna go back in and kind of tidy up the inks, do some erasing on some areas, just kind of clean up the drawing, and then let's see, what should we do? Because I don't want to commit to too much right now. There's got some things we need to do today, but all right. Just want to thicken up the lines on Prime here. Just on his feet. Just kind of missed that earlier. But a few things to kind of, or a few things I've kind of been doing lately actually is I've actually been working on because as you guys know, I did a few Lego streams back in the day, and the problem with Lego is that there's no real way to really display it properly. Like it's kind of in a weird spots, but I'm thinking about actually expanding the basement down here a little bit. A little bit of not renovation, like full on renovations, but just like moving some stuff around. I might make it into like a little Lego room for me to build stuff, and obviously it would free up some space in here as well. Made this mostly a Transformers and art room, and then on the other side of the room it could be all of my Legos. And I was thinking about doing like maybe like because I always want to have like a city, like. So I see all these YouTube channels, all these guys, they have these big like Lego, cities. I'm like, oh shit, I want one of those. So I always kind of want to do it. It's just been a matter of acquiring the space for it, because it takes a lot of space to house all that stuff. So, but I was kind of inspired to do that. Or I've kind of like been picking up more steam on that because I actually saw this Daily Planet build on Rebrickable, and I'm just like, holy shit, that looks fucking awesome. Like, it looks fucking cool as hell. I gotta show it to you at some point, Grumpy. That's one I want to build. I actually had a build in mind a while ago, but I think I'm gonna. I was already kind of saving up parts for another Daily Planet build, but the one I'm looking at now is like 10 times better. I was like, that's the one I want. So I'm gonna go that direction when that happens. So, but yeah, it would be kind of cool to have like a little Lego studio in my place. Also, it would free me up, make it so that I can actually have some more Lego content. 'Cause I don't really do a whole lot of Lego builds. It's only when I plan something out, real like the Titan's Tower or the X Mansion I did. You know. But yeah, just have more variety of content on channel. I think would be kind of nice to have. I miss these guys for some reason. Ugh. Yeah, my could have just like backed up with like fucking mucus and shit. I was like, what the fuck's going on? So yeah, if you hear me slurring my words or stuttering a lot, that's probably why. So right. More than usual. More than usual. But the idea for the city, I've kind of some different ideas for it. What the city's theme would be like, because I have Marvel buildings and I have DC buildings, and I have a few Overwatch stuff. I have some I have a Scooby Doo set. I have a whole bunch of shit that's like just so random. So it'll probably just be like a random fucking city if I were to do that. So I guess it would kind of just be like a mix of like Marvel, DC, and other franchises for that one. But it's also thought to do like maybe what if I did just like do a Gotham City and just have everything else around it or something like that on like shelves. So do you want to kind of do that? I kind of want to do a mix of bookshelves and the table space for the city, as well as a place for storage, which I think I'm going to do like under the table storage for the bins and all that shit. It's probably the best thing for it. So yeah. I just gotta like work on like really like planning things out a lot better. Oh my gosh. All right, that face on Ratchet needs to go. It's just looking goofy. What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, I got a lot of stuff kind of working on behind the scenes. I'll leave it for now. All right. It is kind of a shame that Lego doesn't really do a whole lot with DC though. Like, there's so much because like, yeah, Marvel's just like kicking their ass when it comes to Lego sets. Like, it's just a matter of fact, you know. And there used to actually be a really big sort of a push for DC at one point. And that was like when way back when the Lego games were coming out, like those video games and stuff like that. Like that was like a big era for like DC like sets and stuff like that. Like, you know, like when they first did a Superman set, that was a big fucking thing, you know, for a lot of people. You know, let alone Wonder Woman and all that. And then they eventually did the Aquaman set, and I think the Flash came after that, and then eventually they did, you know, the DC 3 game, and then that's when they went really nuts with like the sets, and they started doing a lot more Justice League stuff, like comic book stuff, not just like because most of DC's sets are just Batman. Like it's most of their sets is Batman or Superman. Occasionally Wonder Woman, occasionally something else. Just because it's kind of like DC, Warner Brothers. Their mindset is just like only Batman will sell, and it's just like I imagine like look if you guys did a Teen Titans Tower set, that thing would fucking sell for fucking, you know what I mean? That would be a big fucking thing because like Teen Titans is like one of the most popular things in DC right now. You know, it's still popular because everyone's still mostly because of the cartoon. Really, I think that's where it really came from, like the popularity of the Teen Titans. I think the hand looks fucking ugly. Just leave it for now. Touch it a little bit there, but yeah, now that on like with their modular building and all that stuff, like they have the obviously they started off with the Daily Bugle, and then they did the Avengers Tower, and then now they have the X Mansion. So and the to call the Sanctum Sanctorum from Doctor Strange or whatever. So, and I think there's rumors they're going to be doing a Fantastic Four Baxter building. I'm not too sure on that, but that's a rumor that's going around. But I think that if DC were to do that, like do modular buildings themselves, and that they could really pick up steam. But I think the way that they work for the way DC works with their Lego sets is they have to be based on something that's coming out. Otherwise, they don't make it. I think that's kind of the way it works. So there's no. I think because that's kind of like why like there's a big push for DC stuff because when the video games came out, because like you had the Green Lantern set that came out, because like Green Lantern was a big part of that third game. You know, I was like that's probably one of my favorite Lego games of all time, just because I got to play the lanterns. Like that was just so fucking cool how you got to go to different lantern planets in that game. You know, like the fact that you got to play as a Lego Atrocitus is just fucking cool. You know, it's just like never in a million years I think I'd play as a video game where I could play as Atrocitus in a Lego form. So, but I think that's kind of works at the based on something that's coming out, um, which is kind of a bummer because like Marvel just does whatever because they always because the thing with DC and Marvel, the difference, and it's kind of I think that the way they do Lego is actually a very very big indicator of how Marvel and DC kind of view things. Is like, you know, Marvel, Disney, whatever, like they have a far stronger belief in their characters than DC ever has. Like DC and Warner Brothers, they don't really believe in any character other than Batman and Superman. Even Superman, they don't even believe in. They don't really believe in that character as much as they do Batman. But even though they don't really understand those characters at all, like, they just don't really. I don't know, They're just weird. Just don't get it. They just don't get the worlds they create, and you know, and because everyone knows that like, everyone would be, because I'm pretty sure every DC big like DC fan who's into Lego and all that would definitely be on board for like a Daily Planet, a LexCorp, you know, a Wayne Tower, you know, they did like a Themyscira build or whatever, like kind of like the, what was it that came out, that Lord of the Rings set, that really big one they came out with. Like imagine if you did something like that, but for like Wonder Woman, like for Themyscira or something, or Atlantis for Aquaman, or you know, so there's a lot of things you could really do with Lego and DC characters and stuff. They just don't really believe in those characters. That's kind of one main reason why I've just kind of like just opted out of DC and Warner Brothers right now. It's just not just because of the Lego or anything like that. It's just the decisions kind of just prove to me that they don't really believe in their characters, their world, and all that. This cannon is almost fucking weird looking. Fix that later, but let's put X there for later. But I just prop that up, or actually I might just tilt it upwards when I go back to fix it. But yeah, it's kind of why I've kind of distanced myself from DC. You know, more so than Marvel, actually, more than Marvel, because you know, more. I think it's kind of because I'm more connected to DC characters. I'm just done seeing them getting castrated like by these companies. I'm still very, very weary about the new Superman movie as well. Some of the things that James Gunn said about Superman as a character, like he just rubs me in the wrong way when he kind of talks about Superman. I just don't think a whole lot of people in there really understand the character, you know. So I'm just like, you know, it's like look, you can't do a proper DC universe if you don't understand Superman. It's just bottom line. Like you don't belong in the DC universe creatively if you don't respect or understand the character of Superman at all. You know, he's a very, very big, important part of the universe. You know, if you don't get that character right, then the whole world doesn't work. You know, it's like if you don't, the bare minimum to me is getting Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman right. If you don't get those three right, then it doesn't matter what you do next. You know, just it doesn't matter how good a Green Lantern movie is, or a Flash or Aquaman movie is inside that bubble, because the bubble has a Superman that isn't Superman. That bubble has a Batman that isn't Batman. That bubble has a Wonder Woman that's not Wonder Woman. You know, and so you know it's kind of the opposite effect of what kind of, because a lot of people kind of will say that, you know, it's like they, you know, because of what happened with like the Star Wars movies, right, with the Last Jedi and all that, you know, that hold on, let's get this going. That's like, you know, they don't really care about anything anymore because it's like, well, all the roads lead back to the Last Jedi. It's like it doesn't matter what kind of stories to tell with Luke or Han and Leia, because we all know where it ends up, and where it ends up is shit. You know, it's like. Okay. So, and it's kind of the opposite effect for me with DC. Is like, you know, it's like, you know, all roads start from Man of Steel. That's why, you know, like Man of Steel specifically is like one where it's like, you know, like one movie alone kind of killed the whole series for me, because like they just fundamentally did not understand Superman in that movie at all. And so it wasn't really worth it to kind of go back and see where the story was going to go from there, because it's like no, you don't understand the basics of what makes the character. You know, it's like you got them wrong on so many different levels. You know, and it's just like. It's like I don't want to spend the time in a world that doesn't understand Superman. Like, this bottom line. This is like I don't want that at all. Like, I don't care how good the next movie is, even if it is good. Like, you know, even if, say, like the Shazam movie, I actually kind of liked, even though I don't really like that version of Billy Batson as a movie. It was fine, but It's not my favorite version of Billy Batson personally, but it's like, but it doesn't matter how good that movie might have been on its own. It's like it's not the DC universe because it's like you don't have a proper Superman. It's like you need to fix Superman before you can. It's like you need to have Superman before you can have the rest of the DC universe. That's to me. That's the bottom line. If you don't have that right, then you don't have the DC universe right. Superman, he's the heart of the, to me, he's the heart of the DC universe. And if you get rid of the heart of the DC universe, then you don't really understand how the universe works, how it should work, rather. So, but the thing with Marvel is that they understand the characters a lot better than Warner Brothers does. That's kind of the difference between Marvel and DC right now. Like, yeah. So even now, even with like the quote unquote MCU, which I don't like to use those terms anymore, woke and MCU, but but like let's be real, like the MCU is not nearly as good as it used to be. And so, but I would take the current day DC, but I would still take current day MCU over the DC EU, like Zack Snyder's universe, like in a heartbeat, because at least they are actually telling hero stories for the most part. Obviously, not all the time, because with She-Hulk, it was very, 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 very morally ambiguous sort of character sometimes in that show, from what I saw, anyways. And I can't comment fully because I didn't watch the show, so and didn't really have any interest to because it just didn't look all that appealing to me. So, but where was I going with that? I don't even know where I was going with that whole thing there. Let's do a little jet fire here just to distract myself. All right. I don't know how you're supposed to look in jet mode. Just guessing based on my sketches earlier. Yeah, good enough. But so pull back just a little bit. There we go. But I think I'm getting ready to wrap this one up. So I gotta get dinner ready, all that. So, but yeah, there's my crew so far. I'm just sure when I'll be working on this again. Maybe next weekend we could do this. I thought to do the diorama stream for the Protect the Bot Street this next weekend, but the thing is that one might take a little bit longer to do because there's a lot that needs to be done. Because I do the building fronts for the fire station as well as the police station, as well as the backdrop, the sidewalls, and the base layer. So there's a lot more that's going to go into that one. And so now I do have a 3-day weekend, but I'm not too sure if that'll be enough to get it all done. I'm not going to be home a lot this week as well, so I won't be able to work on it in the evenings. So I think that I'm just going to push the diorama streams to next month and then go from there. Or I could just do some little bit of work here and there. Or I don't know, maybe I could just do like the big chunks of work this next weekend on the diorama, and then come back to it maybe later on the strip channels. But I think it'd be better off just kind of save it for another month. That way I can kind of plan it out a bit more, because I won't have a whole lot of time to do that this week either, because I need to. I just don't know if I'll have time for a Michael's run, because I need to get some more supplies and stuff like that for it. So, but yeah. But there we have it. We got Prime, we got Ironhide, we got Ratchet, Hound, and Wheeljack all inked up for the most part. Obviously, they're very, very crudely inked up because I'm just trying to get the because with a very, very big encompassing piece like this, you want to just get the very, very bare minimum of the poses, the shapes, and all that done, and then you can go back and fine tune it a little bit more, transfer to a different sheet of paper, and do the whole thing where you can, where I can just kind of tidy it up, make it look pretty, and yeah, I also got a few spots here that need to get done, so I'll probably let's see. Maybe next weekend we can work on who's going to go where here. I think that's what we'll probably end up doing. We'll try to draw out the next two bots here. We'll do two more, and then we'll do Grimlock, and then Swoop in the back. We got Side Hook in the back, and then I think that'll be it. Bumblebee driving in. So I think that will be all that we do for this piece. So, yeah, that's all I got for me. Got in me for today. Just a little bit. I was just really, really sore and tired all day. So it happens when it'll happen when you're like cramped in the fucking van all night, or for hours, But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, go up to the pinned comment. I have a link to the Etsy shop, and I have a big 40% discount on all items for Mother's Day weekend. So if you want to grab some stickers or coasters, they are all available there. Different bundles for the stickers and all that. And I also added some new options for the coasters where you can actually buy 2 in 1 sort of deal purchase. Way it kind of works. I don't know. I just figured out how the marketing system kind of works on Etsy a few weeks ago, so I'm just kind of testing it out, see how it works and all that. So, but yeah, so you can buy so you can get a little bit of discount if you buy both the. I'll grab them real quick. The Yin and Yang Prime Megatron coaster, as well as the Grimlock. So you can buy 2 in 1 purchase, and you'll get a little bit of discount on that. So, there we go. So these are 2 on the shop. There's 9 of each available. So, but yeah, on that, I think I'm gonna call it a wrap right here, guys. So thank you guys so much. Take care, everybody. And I'll grab a clip real quick. Repeat or something like that tonight, so.
Decepticons, a toast to the imminent destruction of the accursed Autobots.
Boy, these are good.
This stuff's the greatest. Those were the good old days back on Cybertron. Didn't have to sneak around in these ugly Earth disguises. Good old Cybertron, land of the metal moon.